Hello. Okay, so I know it's been a long time since my last YouTube video, but it's gonna change. I'm gonna start uploading weekly because I forget how it's so nice. It's such a great platform to get really personal and close to you. To start then a Q&A. And sorry, I'm literally just sat on my bed. Like, I don't have a proper studio. This is up close and real with Olivia. So you sent me the most fab questions ever, and actually a lot of them are quite personal, so let's see how we go, but hopefully you will know me a bit more after this. Maybe I haven't planned these, so it could go either way. This is a bit of a ad-lib by Olivia, bit freestyle. But I've written them all down in my little diary, so start with an easy one, not ease myself in. Favourite bands and musicians. Wow, okay, I'm a bit old school. I am not a UK top 40 kind of girl. I mean, I hate it. I don't even listen to the radio. I just love my classic old school rockers, and my dad has had such an influence on my music taste. He has the best music taste in the world, and I'm so lucky to have him because I just steal all my CDs off him. But if I was to give you a short list, okay, absolutely adore Neil Young, absolutely love him, top. Secondly is probably the Smiths. I love the Smiths. I also love Joy Division. Oh god, this is really hard, but I love the Smiths. I love Morrissey, his voice. There's something so iconic and different about it, that nobody has replicated. There is nothing like it nowadays. Oh god, actually no, number one is Bowie. How could I forget? See, this is so hard for me. I even have a Bowie tattoo on my arm because I love him so much. Bruce Springsteen, the Beatles, honestly, proper old school. Okay, that's enough of that. There were a lot of relationship questions, okay, so I'm gonna set the story straight. First off, I am single, and somebody has asked for boy advice for shy people and how is my relationship status. So I answered that I am single, actually very single. But that's a whole other story. Advice for shy people. Well, actually I consider myself a little shy, or I was, and I've learned to become more confident in who I am, and it's sort of about owning who you are. No matter whether you're awkward and shy, I am totally awkward. I am such an awkward person. I'm shy at times, but why not work that awkwardness and shyness to your favour? You should wait for a guy that likes that attribute in you. The one thing I will say is never, ever, ever, ever change. If that's who you are, if you're shy, it's a trait that I actually find really endearing. And I mean, there's gotta be a guy out there that finds shy endearing too, because I'm praying for you and I, because I'm in the same boat. So maybe I'm not the best to answer that, but I will say don't ever change, because I'm not going to change. No, I'm just waiting for that one guy that likes that about me, and that's all you can do, because nothing wrong with being shy. What do you think? Okay, there were a lot of dating questions, okay, so we're going to get into the nitty-gritty dating details, or not in my case. Anyway, what do you think about online dating? Okay, this one made me laugh because I actually have a Tinder account. I don't know why, I find it really embarrassing to say that, but do you know what I use it for? I literally have a Tinder account to help me fall asleep, because the repetitive swiping, which yeah is generally left, actually lulls me into a sense of sleep, so it really helps me sleep. I'll just lie there at night and I'm I can't sleep, so I get Tinder up and I just swipe, and the repetitiveness just sends me to sleep. So let's just start moving off. But in all honesty, I know a lot of people who are in super long-term relationships and literally met the love of their life through Tinder. So like, it's fine. I don't know how I feel about it, because I think I'm a bit of a prude about things like this. Like, it half kind of terrifies me a little bit. I have nothing wrong with it, but I don't see myself meeting somebody I would really like to meet up with on Tinder. But you know, never say never. So I don't know. Am I single? Oh yeah, I've answered that. I am very single, unless maybe you count my dog, but we all know I'm obsessed with dogs by now. My celebrity crush. Oh, this one is very easy for me. Hands down, every day, Johnny Depp. Even though recently maybe he got a little chubby, I still love him, still think he's like the ideal. This will never change. Even if he's like, when he gets to like 80, nah, still Johnny Depp for me. But that's probably a bit controversial because all of my friends think I'm bonkers. But yeah, oh gosh, most romantic date. Oh, this has put me on the spot. Okay, there is that one time I was taken to the circus. Okay, bear with me because it sounds really weird, but it was actually the most romantic thing ever. Okay, so we just went for a drink and it was all very nice. And then he took me after hours to the circus. So he was in a travelling circus, like it was a really posh, nice one in London. And after hours, when everybody had gone home, there was nobody there, he took me into the circus. And you know those big like teepee marquee tents where like the trapeze is and everything, the stage, and wow, it was amazing. And so he just took me in through a curtain. We walked into the pitch black and then he turned on the light and it was literally all shadowed and like magical, and I just can't describe it. It was just literally the weirdest but also the most romantic date ever. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Bit of a random one, but I am completely random. Okay, this was a really interesting question, and I think it's a really important one to address, along with the question of whether I think social media is bad for your health or a negative impact on people. So I'm going to address this one. It's a tricky one because it is such a topical thing at the minute. Social media is a lot of people's lives. It is in the forefront of every young person's life, and we can't really escape it. So do you ever feel pressured to fit in? And this fits in with social media because I think in the world of social media, of course I do, especially as I am right in the middle of this world. So do I feel pressured to fit in? The thing is, I've come to realise, and I'm really grateful that I've come to realise, that I can't be anything else but myself. And to try and fit into societal norms, no matter what they may be, these societal norms change per person. What we think we are supposed to be changes. But the thing is, ultimately, you aren't supposed to be anything. You're supposed to be you. And to try and fit and conform to something else, ultimately, I think makes you unhappy, because it's unnatural. You are built the way you are built. You have a personality from the way, all sorts that goes into it. It's so multifaceted. The things that make you up, nature, nurture, whatever, the whole debate around it, your environment, everything. You are just programmed to be a certain way, and there is nothing wrong with that way. And to try and be somebody else just makes you unhappy. So yeah, I have felt at times like I've got pressure to fit in, but that's not what I'm about. I think what gives people something special and what makes people stand out if they are themselves. Like, if I was the same as everybody else, it would just be a hell of a lot more boring, don't you think? Like, and this is what I realised, to be like everybody else is boring. I don't want to be boring. I just want to be myself. Being somebody else is tiring. Acting as somebody else is tiring. What is the point? What is the point? And this is what I'm grateful to have realised through my journey of social media. And I wish I could just express it to you guys, is that trying to be somebody else doesn't work. You can fit in any shape or form into society. Everybody fits into society. You don't have to be a certain way. Society is all encompassing. Why do we feel that we have to be some certain type just because of societal norms? Normal is bloomin' boring, if you ask me. Hate normal, hate conforming, hate all of that, and I'm over it. I'm too tired for that stuff, because the only way I've realised to be happy is to be myself, and that's basically all I have. And I wish it was a lesson that every single person in this world could learn, because being you is the only natural way to be, and obviously you could only be happy if you are comfortable, natural and accepting of who you are. But that is a big long topic that everybody will have different opinions about. But another really insightful one that made me think is, do you want to have children? Okay, firstly, I am no way in the place in life to bring a child into the place in my life to bring a child to life. I mean, like, give me 10 years. Not for 10 years, Olivia. Okay, but seriousness, back to the seriousness, is that actually I really hate the pressure upon women to feel like they have to have children, to feel like they have to have that perfect husband, 2.5 kids, job, married by 30. I hate that. Why do we feel that pressure? Age is just a number, and also there is nothing wrong with not wanting children. There is nothing wrong with not wanting children, okay? It doesn't make women selfish or weird or unnatural or unmaternal or wired wrong or whatever if they just don't want children. Some women just don't want children, and some women don't want children because maybe it's the smart thing to do. Maybe they don't have enough money to bring a kid into the world. Maybe they just simply don't want children. And I hate the fact that women often feel a lot of pressure to, again, conform to societal norms of the husband, 2.5 kids. It's a load of rubbish. Just do what you bloomin' want to do. And coming back to me, is that I don't really know. And I'm saying all this, but I feel bad because I don't know if I want children. But ultimately, I think I do, because I love children, and I really love the idea of caring and looking after a family. And you know what? Ever since I was little, I've always had in my mind that I would want to adopt a child. And this is also a controversial subject, which I'm not going to get into because a lot of people may have opinions about this and whatever, but also it's just what's right for that individual. And one day I think I will have a child, so no matter what form that takes, how it happens, naturally, adopting, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as it's your decision and what you want to do. I also get asked a lot about education and what I'm doing. Exactly a year ago now, I graduated from university. Actually, it was a really proud day of mine. I graduated from a geography degree from a very good Russell Group university, which I'm proud of. Also got a first class and averaged 98% in my final year, which I am still really proud of and have to remind myself of, because it's so easy to think these days that we're inferior or we don't have this or that, but then fundamentally break down what you do have. And I've got a really great degree and I'm doing what I love and I'm proud of it. and I think this stems into confidence as well, which I never had until about probably half a year ago, to accept that I have had achievements and to accept and almost celebrate them, because sometimes we think it's really bad to celebrate our successes, or I did, and I've learned to understand that you're okay, kid. Things are okay. You're not a bad person, you're kind, and this stems into my confidence, I think, and yeah, I got a degree. So I have had an education, but right now I'm doing what I love, which is Instagram, and I hope, and I don't know what the future entails. I don't know, and you know what? I never want to know what the future entails, because I find that exciting. I find not knowing exciting. I'm a bit of one of those people who I hate to feel like I'm trapped into something. I like the unknown. I don't find it scary. I find knowing what is happening scary. I like the thought that anything and everything can happen, whatever it might be. I'm terrified of a mapped out life for me. It's just, I like the unknown. And I don't really know why, but I do. Okay, also you get asked a lot, how do I take my photos? Okay, so I always pester my friends to take my photos, mainly. This ties into actually another question of, do I live alone? So I don't live alone. I live with a very good friend called Babs. So hi Babs, if you're watching, who is always very kind and takes a lot of my photos, and I'm very lucky to be able to take her on a lot of my trips with me. So when I went to Coachella with Ugg Boots, I took Babs with me as a photographer, and she also filmed my vlog. So I basically just ask friends, and it's probably really annoying, but I don't know. Yeah, I'll literally ask anyone and everyone, and I do meet up with a lovely girl who's also my friend, but also a photographer called Becky. She's fab and takes a lot of my photos. And what I'm filming on right now is a Canon G7X PowerShot. So it's like classed as like the vlogger camera, but I use it to take all my photos as well. I love it. Like, I don't have a professional camera. I don't have Lightroom or Photoshop or any fancy tech equipment. Like, my pictures do not go off my phone. They don't even touch a computer. I literally just, because I post really real time on Instagram, which I realise is very different to anybody else. When I go away on a trip, my stories are of that second, and if you notice, my outfits in my Instagram stories then always coincide with my outfits on my feed that I post that day. So I mean, I genuinely have to take photos every day, but for me, my stories and my photos I do take every day, and it's become a thing. Like, I just do a story every day, so it's like I'm vlogging every day on my Instagram, and I find it actually kind of really natural for me, because I love that I can get super close to you, and it makes my account feel like I'm close to each and every one of my followers, which I really love, and I am adamant I will never change, because I think it's really, really special to feel so close to my followers and all of you guys, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and which is why I'm so excited to start doing more YouTubes, because it's only gonna like get closer to you guys and you can get to know me more, which is kind of exciting. So future goals. See, I am a very goal orientated person. I have so many goals, so I don't really have a future endpoint. I don't believe in I want to achieve this, this or this, because it's always changing for me. I think it's important to always strive, but don't settle, don't have a strict planned out route. But my future goals, like at the minute, is I'd really like to create my own clothing line, like my own brands, clothing, whatever. That just fills me with excitement, sharing even more of myself. Also, don't laugh at me, and I feel a bit awkward about saying this, but I really would like to be on TV. I would love, as a future job, to be on TV, on the camera, in sort of a documentary style TV shows, or a really insightful documentary where I can interview people and it's really quite intellectual. And this is really, really a passion of mine that I have set as a goal. And I know it's a bit of a crazy one, and you're probably thinking, why does she want to be on TV? And she wants to be on TV, like that kind of thing. But it's just a goal of mine, and if you don't have goals, then, and if you don't try, then you never know. So that's a goal of mine, and if the future comes to that, then amazing. If something else exciting happens, then I'm gonna roll with that. That's what I mean. I don't like to know what happens. I like the unexpected. I like the excitement. I like the adventure of just anything could happen, and it's exciting, and I'm excited for the future. I'm so excited because it's just starting off now, and I'm so excited to take all of you along with me into my future and your future, and I'm just excited.